I've created some of the best looking customized logos in Leonardo AI. And now with one of their most recent updates in Flow State, the creativity level to do this has never been better and never been easier. Today, I'll show you how to take any logo or even create one from scratch and take it to a whole new, unique creativity level. For example, just check out some of these logos right here. And the best part about this process is that I didn't do much. Leonardo AI is gonna do everything for you. So if you're a visual person, this tip I'm about to share today may just become your new AI best friend for custom logo design.
So make sure you hit that subscribe button to learn how to use every feature in the most powerful ways.
I'm also going to show you a quick tip to instantly get a ton of creative ideas in which we're going to let Leonardo AI do everything for us. Okay, so here we are over here in Leonardo AI. And now remember, I'm going to show you a few different creative ways because depending on the process and where you're currently at, you may have a logo or you may not. And so one of the first things that we could do is try to come up with some unique keywords. So I'm over here in my brand new unique keywords database. Now this database is always a work in progress, but what this is going to have are some very unique keywords to really give your images some standout qualities. So for an example, if I use this keyword called electromagnetic field, my images are going to look like this. And perhaps one of my favorites, if I use this keyword or this full prompt, glowing pastel, purple, phosphorescence, then you're going to get images that look like this. So some of these keywords really do make a big deal in what your customized logo will ultimately look like. But remember, you don't always have to have these keywords off the top of your head. This is serving as a starting point because I'll show you exactly how to get these. And now the other thing we're going to do is come over here to my Leonardo AI prompts database. And one of my favorite new methods is the one I'm sharing next. And look at these amazing looking images right here. Look how good of a job it did in making these current logos really stand out. These are all real social media icons. In fact, if you've seen this one, I actually just used it on a recent YouTube thumbnail. Okay, so as we scroll down, look, this prompt right here did this for us. But this prompt was so simple. However, this specific prompt didn't really create this image. And that's exactly what I'll show you next because we're going to utilize Flow State very quickly just to get some very creative ideas.
For the most amazing prompts and prompts databases, click the links in the description.
Lifetime access and nonstop updates. So with that said, let's hop over here into Leonardo AI and go ahead and start this process. Now you'll notice right away on their homepage, you'll see where it says introducing Flow State. If you haven't used Flow State yet, in fact, if you haven't seen this video, I highly recommend you do. So as I select image creation, it takes me over here. Now you'll notice I am going to have two different categories now. I'm in classic mode right now, but let's go ahead and now click on Flow State. Now in Flow State, this is a great way to get an infinite number of nonstop scrolling prompts. And this is the simple prompt that I'm going to use. Now remember, we're not really too focused about the keywords because we're going to let the visuals do everything for us. But a simple prompt like this can instantly give you some creative and unique images. Okay, so with this said, you can do one or two things. You can get a collection of logos, or you can just get one. So notice the prompt, logos together side by side, and then I put the specific platforms I want to use, okay? So we could do it this way first. I'll select generate. And now the great thing about Flow State is that some images really won't look good, but some are going to look phenomenal. For an example, this first one right here looks pretty cool. This one looks good too, but notice TikTok is spelled wrong. No big deal, but that's the great thing about Flow State because as you continue to scroll down, you're going to get infinite amounts of images and ultimately find the perfect one that you're looking for. But remember, we're not focused on these actual images. What we're actually focused on is a unique style. So let's say for an example, I'm going to open up this one right here. Everything looks pretty good. Let's say I like this image and I want my next customized logo to reflect something of this sort of a style. Easy. Let's go ahead and download this one right here, okay? And now you also want to make sure that you do save it to your library. So mine's already saved, so it's going to be crossed out, but you want to make sure you also save it to your library, and I'll show you exactly why, okay? So as we continue to scroll, all you have to do is come in here and just pick a few different images that you like. Now this this contains a group of logos. So let's see if we can get something a little bit better, because we're not looking for a group, we're looking for one specifically. So watch this. Say we're not using specific social media platforms and we just want to create something off the top of our head, completely different. So what I just said was logos, innovative, modern, for a new startup AI company. I have no idea what this is going to generate, but again, it doesn't really matter. Here is a perfect one right here. Let's download it and save it to our library, because again, remember, we're using this as a reference. Again, let's come over here, and what if I really like this solid black one? That looks kind of interesting. I'm gonna download that, make sure it gets saved to my library here. And so if you're just starting from scratch, this is where you're gonna wanna use Flow State to get these ideas flowing. Now, if you already have a logo to start with, you can skip the Flow State process. That was just for people who are really on the beginning stages. Now, moving on, what if you already have a current logo that you wanna customize? That's the next thing we're gonna do. So with that being the case, now we're just gonna go back to image creation. And this time we're gonna go with classic mode. Now first is over here on the left-hand side, this actually plays a pivotal role in the sort of unique design you're looking for. Right now in the top left-hand corner, my model preset is graphic design, and I'm using graphic design 3D. Depending on what you want your logos to look like, it will make a big difference on what actual model and actual setting that you're gonna use. The other thing you wanna keep in mind is that the image dimensions play a big role as well. Because if I have a current logo I want to customize and it's going to be more of a 1-to-1 aspect ratio, you want to make sure you actually have that selected. Because for an example, if I'm using a current image that's more of a square, but I select a 16:9, like a YouTube thumbnail, the top and bottom portion of the logo could get cut off. Now again, the very top, let's go ahead and now select this button for image guidance. We're gonna go ahead and start with the first one and select content reference. Now with a lot of this, it could take a little trial and error. I found that content reference matched up with style reference will work usually the best. The first thing we're gonna do is select our image input, okay? This is gonna be the image that you want to actually customize. So for an example, you could see right here on my screen that this is a Leonardo AI's original logo right here. After I did this process, that's the new one I made up here right above it, okay? The same thing, this Midjourney logo is going to be the standard one. When I did this process, you could see right here, this one is now the new Midjourney logo I got. So if we are starting from scratch, let's go ahead and upload a brand new image. I'm bringing it over from my documents folder, and I'm just going to drop it in the top left-hand corner and let it upload. And now there it is. It really is that simple. So this is the case where you can use an existing logo from an outside source and upload it. Now that it's uploaded, let's come in here and select this down arrow button. Let's make it high. Now, the next step is hit this button above it again, okay? This little portrait plus. Now for this next one, we're gonna select style reference. And so now what style reference is gonna do, it's now gonna allow you to choose the specific image you want to have your new customized logo look and appear like. So with that said, this time I'm gonna select your generations, okay? Now remember, I'm selecting your generations because I just made these right here in Flow State, and that's where we take all the guesswork out. So let's just say I do wanna use this AI one. Select that, hit confirm. Come back over here, select the down arrow again, and let's make this one ultra, because we really want our image to reflect this. Now the reason why I have content high is because I want to maintain this same exact logo. It needs to be the ChatGPT logo. The reason why this one is ultra is because this is the style I want to get. And so now for our prompt, this is where you don't really have to really put much. I'll just say logo, icon, vibrant, and innovative, okay? Very simple. We're gonna have more weight being carried on the image references. Let's go ahead and generate these. And then just like that, look at this right here. Look at these cool looking images that we got, okay? If I click to expand it, you can see it really does look pretty cool. Now, once you open up your image, you can even upscale it. And then also you can instantly remove the background by simply selecting the button once you open the image. Let's actually now find a real logo in real life. For an example, we'll use one of my current logos for Metrics Mule. Now, if I X out this one right here, let's go ahead and bring in a completely different one. I'll use style reference again. Let's go back to your generations and now select this black one right here and see what we can get with this black one, okay? I'll make the style max on this one. Let's X this one out now and add a style reference and choose another one from our generations. Now let's come over here and choose this one of these social media icons. Hit confirm, and we'll make this one max as well. So this is what I mean that you really need to do some trial and error. Okay, now the next step is I'm going to go ahead and remove all of these and start with a brand new logo in which we're going to actually use mine for Metrics Mule, and I'll simply drop it in right here. Okay, there it is. It is now dropped in. I'm going to make this one high. And now let's see what sort of an image that we want to make with our style reference. I'll go back to my generations and let's try one of these TikTok ones. Hit confirm here. So while my Metrics Mule one is thinking, look at these ones I got right here of ChatGPT. These are really cool looking. That one's really cool looking too. And this is where I utilize the black. So you could see how it still maintains some of the cool vibrant colors because of my prompt. Okay, if I wanted to get something completely different, I could remove vibrant and I could just say matte black, okay, just like that. And let's see what we can get, leaving the same images right here. Now, the next thing I'll do is I went ahead and brought in this other logo I have right here of this actual mule. And now, before we go to this mule, look at these logos right here I got. Now, this one looks really cool. And again, if I go to the next one, not so good, but the first one is definitely very good. This fourth one is pretty cool as well. But for the most part, you could see that it is worth the trial and error because this is one I could actually use. If I like it, I am now going to go ahead and upscale it. With Ultra Upscale, now I can really utilize this logo for some real things. Now, let's see what we can get with our actual mule right here, okay? Next image, we're going to go to Style Reference. And let's try it again with this TikTok one right here. Hit confirm, and we're going to bring this one to max again. Now remember, the way I was able to get more of a black look right here is because I said in my prompt, matte black. As I scroll down, you can see that is why like these ChatGPT ones are more of a vibrant color because I maintain the word vibrant in my actual prompt. And then while that's thinking, we're going to try the ChatGPT one more time. And we're going to use matte black again. And now I'll put also solid black background in my actual prompt. But now look at this one I got of my mascot logo right here. This is so cool looking. This got it probably flawlessly. The dimensions, the quality, everything is exactly what I wanted. And now this one is a great example of how if I go over each one, 3 out of the 4 images are great. So 75%, not bad at all. And now finally, look at our ChatGPT ones. This got it almost perfectly as well. Now remember, the TikTok one is exactly the look we were going for, and this did it almost perfectly. Now to wrap this up, I talked about using color palettes, so let's just do that very quickly. If I come back over here to my unique database, we're going to use magenta, black, and white. Back in the ChatGPT, let's go ahead and enter that in the very beginning. Color palette, the bracketed text, magenta, black, and white. Close the bracketed text, logo, icon, and now I'm going to remove matte black since I already have a new color palette. We'll leave the solid black background, and now let's go ahead and generate this one, okay? We'll do it with graphic design as my model preset, and let's also change it up a little bit and try albedo and also 3D render. Okay, wow, now it looks like these ChatGPT ones are done and these look incredible as well. This looks incredible, and this one right here, this is perhaps my favorite. So what I'll do is I will remove the background, I will also upscale it, and then I will download it because this is one I'll also utilize. And now let me show you a quick tip after utilizing Flow State. Now remember, when we used Flow State, we used that very basic prompt. After you save the image to your library, notice this. Over here on the left-hand side, let's say we like this AI one, hover over it, you can actually see the prompt that Flow State used to actually generate this image. If I click it, okay, there is the full prompt right there. So now you know moving forward that you can now use this same prompt to get images that look just like it. So there you have it. Hopefully you can now make some unique logos in Leonardo AI yourself. But if you like this video, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and thank you so much for watching.